Hey, what's up, guys? Is it started? All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Riley Time Sports season preview stream. And today we're going to be previewing the Lakers season for the 2020 to 2021 season. Just talk about the past season, the 2019 to 2020 season, review over the championship run for the Lakers, as well as talk about the preseason and then moving forward, like some expectations for the next season, including off-season moves and whatnot. I know we got a lot to talk about. And for this episode, I brought a friend of mine, from like a good friend of mine on Twitter, probably one of the smartest Laker fans that I know. And we'll give him a warm welcome right here. So what is up, my guy? Daniel?
What's up,
Pressy?
guys? How's it going? How's it going? You
It's
know your
good. What
boy,
about you, bro? I
the
mean,
Laker, the man, the myth, the legend, the Laker fan myself, the secret GM.
oh, man. The Lakers are better than you.
Oh, dude, yes they are. Yes they are.
Yep.
I,
I
I've been
mean, it
flexing that
feels
for a
like,
long time.
dude, it just feels like yesterday that we hoisted the trophy, bro.
Oh, dude, I no joke started to tear up knowing that I waited a decade, knowing that I've waited since January for this to happen. It was the greatest feeling in the world to finally win it again.
I know. It's funny because, like, I mean, the Lakers are the first sports team I ever fell in love with. Like, I know this is a common trend between a lot of people, especially from LA, but like the Lakers were like the team that got me, like the first sports team I fell in love with. I fell in love with them in 2010 when they won the championship. I was a kid at the time, and obviously growing up in LA, if you're not a Lakers fan, you're doing it wrong. Like, I'm sorry, I don't make the rules.
Exactly.
I don't make the rules. I'm sorry to any
You can't
Clippers
you,
fans or
you
like
can't be a Flipper
Miami Heat
fan,
fans
man.
from LA, but like you're doing it wrong if you're not from LA. If you're from LA and you're not a Lakers fan, but yeah, I mean, it's just great after everything that happened this year with like even like last year with the whole thing with like Kawhi and the Clippers and their whole motto, and then like to like actual like deeper shit like us losing Kobe, and they emerged as champions, and it means the world.
Uh, the whole Clipper situation with Kawhi, like knowing damn well that we got AD out of this big deal, and we're sitting there and Kawhi's literally just playing us like a side chick, and
I know.
I hated every second of it. And I'm sitting there waiting, like, are we gonna have a big three, or do we need to get pieces? And this dude just denies us for our little brother of a franchise and shows up and goes like, "Yeah, we're the new team in LA."
I
And it's just
know.
like, where you getting this confidence from? Yeah, I know you're the Finals MVP, but like, they're still the Clippers.
exactly. No, like I like for the past 8 seasons when like the Lakers were garbage, and like shout out to every single Laker fan who stuck with this team during that era. Like I know
Back
that
when
I
Mike
joined
Kelly was
basketball a
starting.
little late. I didn't start watching basketball until like much later. Like I'll admit that. I mean, I'm pretty late to basketball, but like I mean, still, like if you were loyal during that time to the Lakers, especially when like the Warriors were doing well, the Clippers were making it to the playoffs, and the Lakers were running themselves to the ground. Like I mean, every Laker fan who still call themselves a Laker fan today through that time, like they deserve to like celebrate every single like minute of that championship, because I mean, I still remember just last year in high school, like Clippers fans would not let me like not hear it every single minute. The past 8 years we've been the better team in LA, and I mean everyone just sided with the Clippers fans. I guess that I mean it's like an NBA thing to hate the Lakers because like I mean I guess they're like the Yankees or like the Patriots or Cowboys of the NBA obviously. So like everyone hates us. It's kind of like natural. And everyone was siding with the Clippers, and everyone was all like the Clippers like are gonna like take over LA this season and whatnot, and all of that stuff. The thing that pissed me off the most though was that they dedicated their entire motto of this season about us in a way. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, it was the definite, like, we live in their head rent free and they live in our basements, and I think
Yeah,
it's so funny.
yeah.
It's
Like
so
the
funny.
whole like it was. It's so funny because if you saw that video surfacing when the Lakers won the championship, where like some of them yelled like "fuck the Clippers" like next to the Staples Center, and then Clipper fans are all like, "You guys think about us all the time," like the sheer irony in that statement.
Dude, they had Pat. They were sitting there treating like Pat Bev like he was LeBron. I just can't. I can't get past that, man. They swore this man was the MVP for having 0 points, 3 rebounds in 8 technicals.
Wait, you're talking about the Christmas Day game, right? Or,
Yes, man. Oh my.
oh god, the Christmas Day game. I hated that game like so much.
I knew we were going to lose walking in. I was like, it's just going to be, we're going to lose because this is how it's supposed to be. We're not going to win regular season games. And then the moment we go to the playoffs, they can't handle us. That's just how it goes.
I
It
know.
historically has been that way for anything. Like when we played the Sacramento Kings back then, when we used to play the Celtics back when they were good, they would give us a lot of trouble, and it's like, oh, are we gonna beat them? We're gonna beat them. We finally come over them in 2010. It was the same thing with the Magic. I mean, sadly, we never did get to face LeBron when Kobe was around, and that whole Cavs finals got messed up. But it would have been the same narrative. The Lakers
Yeah, no,
end up coming on
100%.
top.
I don't remember it. I do remember, like, I don't remember the exact teams mentioned, but one of my friends who's like a diehard Laker fan, when we lost the Christmas Day game, I remember I was with some friends that time. He mentioned how there was one team that went 0 for 4 in the regular season, but they beat them in the playoffs. I don't remember which two teams it was, though, but I think you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the record. I don't know who it was. I know that for sure it was. I know Golden State. Whenever they played the Spurs, I think two of the 7, or I'm sorry, 2 of the 9 losses that happened that year were against the San Antonio Spurs in 2016, and then San Antonio didn't touch them. They kind of just got there. They didn't even make it through. They lost to the Thunder, and it's just like. It's the same thing with this Clippers team where it's like, yeah, they beat us 2 out of 3 times, and they're supposed to be the team that's supposed to beat us. They're supposed to be the ones that knocks out the playoffs, and then they don't even get there. Don't
But
even get there.
technically, it was a split, right? Because we beat them. We beat them twice in the regular season. Well, one in the bubble and then one in the regular season, and then they beat us twice in like
It's
prime time.
arguably a split, but it was the first official game in the bubble, so I kind of don't.
Oh,
I don't want
oh
to
yeah, I
count
got the
it.
thing.
I don't want to count it because we already locked our seed in. We were not doing this for seeding. We already knew we were going to be the first seed. We weren't doing this for anything. It was just like to be there, to get loose. We won that
Mm.
game really close, and Paul George did everything in his power, gave up all his talent in one game, and, and we lost it. We won it, and we
Should have
still,
saved that for Game 7 against the Nuggets.
yeah, man, pandemic P, bro. Pandemic
Oh
P, bro.
man, I felt bad for Paul George after he came out with like that mental health stuff because like that's some real stuff. But at the same time, like I couldn't help but make fun of the Clippers fans because of like how big they were talking this season. Like, I mean, I won't lie, I thought that they had a legitimate shot at the championship. Like, I thought that they were gonna win. But that's also because I'm a natural pessimist, and but like still, like I thought that they had a genuine shot at winning it. But like, I was surprised. I mean, they I think they beat the Mavs in 6, and the Mavs didn't have who did they
Porzingis.
had a dang. I'm forgetting.
They were missing Porzingis.
Porzingis, right, or something?
Yeah, they were missing their starting power forward, who's arguably he's a 20 and 10 guy. 20 points, 10 rebounds, great 3-point shooter, good shot blocker. He's out. And the Clippers barely beat Luka by himself. It was a sad
Exactly. And they
sight to
had
see.
what? They had like Kawhi. They had
They had everybody. They had everybody. Paul George was in and
yeah,
out,
Paul George.
but they had basically everyone. Paul George is a little hurt that series, but I mean, you're talking about you still have Kawhi, you still have Lou Williams, you still have Montrezl Harrell, you still have Pat Bev, who's a good defender. They had gotten Reggie Jackson. They still had the Morris brother. They had a lot of pieces, and
They
that
still
Mavericks
like
team
barely beat
was
him.
that Mavericks team was Luca, and then the next guy that's talented on that roster after that's probably Tim Hardaway Jr. and like Seth Curry. So that's a very, very big discrepancy, and you're not beating that team in 5, regardless if you're missing one star. You have the Finals MVP of last year, the guy who lit up the Sixers for 40 points a game on 60, 50, 90. why are you guys struggling against a Mavs team that doesn't have that good of a defense? Doesn't make sense.
Exactly. And I mean, that's like a really good point because I mean, I'll segue into like the whole thing. I know what you know what I'm talking about, the whole Mickey Mouse championship
Yeah.
bullshit. Like, the whole thing where like this championship doesn't count. I'm not going to hear that because number one, this season was already like mainly played through and
72
like
games.
most of the
72
games
games is
played.
exactly what we're gonna play this next season. It's 72 games. It wasn't a 60-game season. We were 10 games off of a regular season. I'm
It
not
was
gonna
set,
hear
yeah, it
that
was like
mess.
I think majority of the season was already played and it wasn't like the MLB or something where only like 60 out of 162 games are played. Like this is like a full season, but not a full season, but like almost a full season. And like the Clippers, like they had just as much of a chance to win as the Lakers did. And in fact, an interesting point that I heard, it was actually from a Miami Heat fan that I know, not personally, but I saw. But they mentioned how this championship might not even count as like a fake championship or something. Like this should count as two championships, considering like the mental like the mental pressure and the hardship to win during this time. I mean, you saw it with like the Rockets and Daniel House. Like that dude just slipped up. You know what I'm saying? That's just one example, but like being separated from everything and the only thing that you see is basketball and like all you think and all you have to do is basketball for like that long of a period. I think it was 2 months or something. Probably two. I'm messing it up. It was longer than that, but
It was 2 or 3 because
2 or 3 months.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, we ended in October. The bubble came back in July. We started
it
back
was like
up.
the
We
end
started
of
doing
July.
yeah. So it's about 3 months. You're talking about being away from your families. Some people opted out. So we lost Avery Bradley, which was a pivotal key piece.
Exact. Oh yeah, that's right.
So
We did lose Avery Bradley.
it's not just like
Hey, oh, sorry,
there we
my
go.
audio, my thing cut out. Yeah.
You're good. No, it's not just the fact that like everybody, the mental part of like you're stuck there. You're in a hotel room. You're staring at the same four walls all the time. But you're also talking about every other team now. There's no flights, so there's no jet lag. You go to sleep in the same bed every night. You're eating. You have the same place, same training, same everything. There's 2-day breaks in between games. This is the most rested and most prepared every single team could possibly be.
Hmm.
And there's
That
no
is
there's no
that is true.
interference.
Actually, I did not think about that. That is true. That is very true. I mean, again, yeah, this was a no excuses situation. You're right. Like there was no excuse again, and it was all just it. Well, it was like head stuff. At the same time, it was like dedication. And as we saw, the Lakers just they had the dedication to win it, and we saw that the Clippers don't. And I mean, if you just compare the Lakers chemistry to like the Clippers chemistry, you would notice like there was so many things about how like people didn't even know who the leader. I don't know if this was true or not, but people didn't know who the leader was in the Clippers again, the Clippers team. And whereas the Lakers, they're organized, they know what they're doing. Frank Vogel writing the right plays. Uh, everyone like LeBron doing his thing, AD doing his thing, every other player filling in their roles. Like the Lakers were set. Like they kept their foot on the gas pedal, and they made it to the champion. They won the championship.
It comes along with the fact that we have that entire team, the Lakers wise, these are championship players. You're talking about Rajon Rondo, LeBron James, two dudes who have won. Rondo won before. He's won before. He won with that Celtics team. He made 2 trips to the finals before us. And then LeBron James is LeBron James. You have two people that have playoff experience, that have that championship DNA. They're on court coaches. And then you're talking about Jared Dudley, who's a great locker room guy. You're talking about Dwight Howard, who is a 3-time defensive player of the year. So he's going to keep it locked down and make sure everybody stays locked in. JaVale McGee's a locker room guy. Anthony Davis is your centerpiece. He seems like he's a lot of fun to be around. All the guys love him. I mean, there's that old video from him getting tackled. He's on naked on the floor,
Oh
joking
my
around
god,
with his locker room
I
teammates.
love that. Oh my god. I mean, that video wasn't comfortable to watch at first, but I mean, I know what you're talking about.
He is obviously not a stick in the mud. So
I know.
this team had a lot of fun together, and then you add in J.R. Smith, Dion Waiters. Like these guys they're goons. They're funny.
Exactly. It's like, and another thing is the thing I liked about the Lakers is, I mean, like Rob Pelinka, obviously they knew what he was doing, and that was a big point. Like a lot of people doubted Rob Pelinka and Genie as a governor. I know that last season, I mean, not last season, as in the season before last season, you know what I'm talking about? Or like those Lakers
Yeah,
fans had a protest outside the Staples Center because
that
they
was
wanted
the most stupid thing I've
I
ever
know.
heard.
Like it's so crazy because our franchise hit like a low at that point, and then the next season, I think like we're actually gonna be like champions.
Oh
It's.
yeah, we were
I
that
mean,
team that signed LeBron James just for us to miss the playoffs, which has never
exactly.
happened before. It looked so bad on us. It looked horrible on us. We're talking about he misses 17 games before they decide to just completely sit him. Then Brandon Ingram's getting hurt, Lonzo's hurt, all these dudes are hurt, and you're just like, what are we supposed to do? We don't have a single healthy member on the team. Our best player's hurt, who got hurt on Christmas Day, beating the Warriors, by the
Oh
way.
my God! Yes, yes, yes. That. Oh yeah, Christmas Day of 2018 was probably one of like I love that. That was a great game. Of like I love that one. But yeah, like I felt like the 2018 to 19 Lakers were like an actual they could have not a championship, but they were like a solid playoff team. Like they could have made the playoffs like very easily. It was just the two things. Number one, injuries. Every player was getting hit from the core as well as LeBron were getting hit with injuries, and then the Anthony Davis trade talks. Like that really messed up with the core's head. I mean, if you think about it, like, just imagine going into a locker room and thinking, "Oh yeah, this guy wants to trade me like for some other dude. I'm basically like live bait or something like that." And then eventually, we
Yeah.
know how it turns out over the summer of 2019. We get Anthony Davis in exchange for Ingram, Hart, Lonzo, and 3/3. And I mean, I think it's and I mean, I am super happy for Ingram. Dude was balling out last season, and I loved
All
it for
star.
him.
All star. Yeah.
All Star, yeah, I love that for him, dude. Like he was amazing. I mean, Ingram was my favorite from the core, so
Oh,
I mean,
dude,
I'm
of
happy to see him
course.
do well.
Of course. But Brandon Ingram is one of the most talented players that this like league is going to see. I
Yep,
promise that. This was just the beginning. Even with Zion at his side, it's going to make him even better. I promise.
exactly. Like,
But
like it
our
sucks
our
that.
Lakers team,
Oh, go ahead.
our Laker team this year, after that whole fiasco of Luke Walton injuries, all that stuff, to bounce back and do what we did this year is insane. We came back, we won 57 games out of 72, something like that. Like that's crazy. That's a lot of wins for a team that was supposed to not make it.
For a team that wasn't legit or a team that was running itself to the ground last year. Yeah, no, 100% correct. I mean, with Ingram, I kind of felt bad for him, and I mean, I kind of felt bad that we won't be able to witness his actual true prime as a Laker. I mean, again, that sucks. But I mean, at the same time, it's what's best for him because, like we saw, like he's not really compatible with LeBron's play style
No.
in a sense. You know, those extra seconds always mean something, and Brandon Ingram couldn't get those with LeBron, but he got those with the Pelicans. And I mean, I'm rooting for him all the way there.
Oh,
But
dude, Bi got the chance to shine. He got the ball in his hands, and like he showed that the same when LeBron got injured. He balled out. Dude was dropping 30s, like he was dropping 30s like left and right, and
exactly,
this is what he did on the Pelicans. We knew he could do it. It's just that when you're on a LeBron team, you play in LeBron's system. That's just
exactly,
how it
yeah.
goes. And I don't know. I mean, all in all, it did turn out best. AD fits LeBron a lot better, even though everybody said he wasn't going to. He did. He fit LeBron perfectly.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the best things about that duo because like I mean I remember going into last season, people really like people claim that LeBron and AD like as a duo they put us underneath Steph and Dre and Kawhi and PG, and it's all like I mean again, with every sport, it's not even just like talent. Talent is obviously a major point, but it's also like your emotions. And you noticed LeBron and AD really liked each other before AD was a Laker. LeBron really liked AD, and now for them to be on the same team was like it's just a good sign for both of them, and like it's
Yeah.
something definitely like. I mean, the chemistry, like you said, the chemistry with them two was amazing, and then the chemistry with the whole Lakers team was amazing as well. I mean, chemistry is just a very very important point like in a team, and that's another thing that got the Lakers to win this the championship. Like you said, they had the right pieces, they had the right people, and they had the right chemistry.
And then the thing that I think the major thing that really, the thing that pushes us to the top and that is going to continue to push to the top, we play big. We do not play small. We play extremely big. Having Dwight and AD on the court at the same time made literally the Nuggets' life hell. The Rockets couldn't handle us. Nobody could handle us. We were handing them L's left and right because we're too big. First off, nobody's really going to guard LeBron James, literally ever. It's been proven it's damn near impossible. And then if you're throwing a 6'9", 6'10" guy on LeBron, you better hope your center can guard AD.
Exactly. Like,
And it's
yeah.
we offensively we were great because LeBron's a fantastic offensive player. He's one of the greatest passers this league has ever seen. And then you have Anthony Davis, who literally can do whatever the heck he wants on the other side of the court. This guy can dribble the ball like a guard, shoot like a guard, and then he goes down and he hits a post hook on you. What are you supposed to do against that guy? He doesn't have a signature move. There's no like, oh, this is his go-to, because he doesn't need one. He could do whatever the heck he
He's
wants.
versatile, right? Would you say that?
That AD's versatile. AD is one of the most
Yeah.
versatile offensive players in the game. For a big guy, he's 6'11". He shoots a high volume amount of threes, makes a really good high percentage of them, is efficient at the free throw line, has good fadeaway jumpers, has good mid range jumpers, can play the pick and roll perfectly. And I mean, dude, he's a 28 in like 12 guy. He goes in there and gets his rebounds. He's not like he's some weak dude who's only a skill player. He can go down and dunk on everybody if he wants to.
Yep. I mean, honestly, we're blessed to see him in a Laker uniform for 5 more years.
Dude, that signing is amazing,
I
man.
know. I mean, I was honestly. I mean, shoot, if we only had him for 1 year, like, I mean, would it be worth it? I mean, we gave up a lot for him, but I mean, I'd still say like we got a championship off of him,
Oh,
and it's
it's the
all
same
like
thing as trading DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi. It was worth the ring. Let's be real. And
it was. I mean, I
it's
mean, like
worth
I
it.
said, we did give up quite a bit of our core, and we did give up quite a bit of our future for him. Not like the Clippers or though, but like, I mean, at the end of the day, it was like, and not only that, he re-signed for like much cheaper compared to like Paul George and I mean, Giannis obviously deserves his bag, but like Paul George, considerably cheaper.
Oh, for AD, he knows that's why. He just went through this with the Pelicans. He had signed a huge deal, and they didn't have the money to give out to players that they needed. So he knows he's not dumb. He knows that he needs to take a slight cutback, not nothing crazy because he
Exactly,
is our
and
best player. But he knows he needs to leave a little cap space to like let the front office have something to play with.
exactly, yeah, that's really like smart as well. Just like to not, yeah, no, like that's a really important point. Like when you notice that people like they take less than what they're worth, like just for their front office to like pay others. Like that's how you know like they're not self-minded, they're team-minded, and obviously team-minded players are the best. I mean, LeBron was considerably cheaper too, compared like being the best player on the field, like in the game right now. Many saying that he's the best to ever play the game. That's a debated topic, but I mean, he signed cheaper than Clay and a lot of other players. So it's like
Yeah.
again, like they're team minded. They're not like self minded. Like I want to get all my money. I don't care about the team. The team can handle it. No, like they put the team before themselves, and that's a really important thing.
We're gonna give them the treatment we gave Kobe. They're gonna be ride or die for them. They're gonna get all the money that they want, and it's up to them to be smart and be like, you know what? No, keep this much. That we're gonna give them free negotiation and free reign. It's whatever they do, whatever they want. They just want a championship. We want them to stay. They're willing to do it, and we're not gonna say no. Why would we?
Exactly. I mean, I'm really excited to see LeBron is staying for how many more? He's staying for I think 3 more years.
He
Because
did a
like
2-year extension. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean we're gonna see 3 more years of LeBron and AD. Honestly, that's a privilege. That's a privilege.
Oh man. So I went to a game before everything closed down. I went to a game in
Oh,
January.
nice.
I actually went to the Kobe Memorial game, and getting to see. I had never seen LeBron play on the court before, and dude, you're looking at him and you're like, God damn, that dude's
I
huge.
know.
Like that guy is built like a tank. And then you sit there and you're like, wait, he's this old and he could still move that fast and he could still jump like that. And you're like, man, like we're lucky. We're way more than lucky. We're better off. And this is the greatest
Exactly.
thing that's happened to us since we've had Kobe, since we got that Pau Gasol trade to go through. This is the best thing that has happened. Having LeBron and AD together is amazing, and we've obviously made it work, and we're going to improve upon that this next season.
Yep. I mean, speaking of that, what you just said, like about like Paul Gasol and whatnot. I mean, this kind of does sound off track, but it did remind me of like the whole Dwight Howard thing. Like Dwight Howard when he first was a Laker and when he wore number 12. I mean, we all know what happened. Dwight Howard had like that self mentality, and it kind of just messed up. I mean, his career kind of got messed up. And I mean, I remember some people I know every Laker fan and their mother hated Dwight Howard, and I mean, I even know people that hated Kobe who were Dwight Howard fans. Like, Kobe ruined Dwight Howard's career. And I mean, just to see him win a championship with us, like, I mean, I won't lie. When we signed Dwight Howard, I was a little against it at first because of the whole situation back then. But like, I mean, eventually got to drop all your like, you got to bury the hatchet. Let water underneath the bridge pass, and you just got to move on. And that's what we did. And Dwight Howard was an amazing pickup. He did so well with the Lakers this season, and the people look back at one tweet that he tweeted around, I think it was 2013, where he said like, "I'm sorry, LA. Hope I get to make it up to you," and he did. And that was
Yeah.
amazing.
No, Dwight Howard has always been a great player, and then when him and Kobe got into it, and then he went to Houston, and there's this infamous like back and forth they have, and Kobe just goes, you're soft, like you're soft." And I remember when we signed him, I just go, man, he better not bring none of that soft stuff over here. Like that's the words I just kept saying. And to see this man go like, all right, I'll come off the bench. And all right, I'm gonna get a double tonight coming off the bench. And I'm gonna play better defense than everyone. I'm gonna give the energy out and I'm gonna be the anchor. I loved it. I loved every second of it. I was like, this is the
Exactly.
Dwight that I wanted. And dude, he lived up to his what I expected him. He surpassed his expectations for me. He played fantastically, and I mean, dude, him guarding Jokic against the Nuggets in that series is pivotal to us winning. The fact that he's sitting there making
Oh
that
yeah,
man
yeah, definitely.
angry, he's upsetting Jokic and making him play horrible. That wins us the series. Like that whole messing with that kid's head because he's a veteran and he knows how to get under everybody's skin. It completely led to us just annihilating them. That was the whole point. And
Yeah, I
he was
know.
important. Same thing with Bam. He did the same thing to Bam.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I mean, yeah, no, you're right. Like the whole thing. That's a really great point that you brought up. The whole thing with Jokic and Dwight Howard. Like, again, he was pivotal in that series, and that's just what makes it. That's what just makes this whole thing like the Dwight Howard redemption arc was amazing this season. I loved it. I wish him the best in Philly. I mean, it sucks that he left. I thought he was gonna stay, but I mean, he left, and I wish him the best in Philly, 100%. I mean, he deserves it. He helped. He was pivotal in getting us in this championship run, 100%. And
Oh
yeah.
yeah. No, no more Dwight Howard slander allowed on my
Oh yeah, yeah.
feed.
No more Dwight Howard. Yeah, Dwight Howard slander ended. He won a championship for Kobe, and I'm pretty sure they buried the hatchet too. Him and Kobe,
Oh, they
and
did.
yeah,
Yeah, no. He when when he had signed, Kobe had like called him and talked to him, and like Dwight had talked about it a little bit. How he was just saying like, man, like good stuff out there. Like he just kept cheering him on. You know, Kobe retired, still watching, of course. He never stopped watching basketball, but he always texted Dwight on the side, and he appreciated it a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, you love to see it, man. You love to see that stuff.
You love to
It
see it.
sucks that, I mean, while it sucks that Kobe is gone, I mean, again, it's good to see like two players that Kobe fans. I grew up a huge Kobe fan. Two players that Kobe like fans hated: LeBron James and Dwight Howard
Dwight
wanted
Howard.
for Kobe. It's
Oh,
like,
I
you
know.
love to see it.
We irrationally hated LeBron. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
100.
hated LeBron. I did not like him. And then when he signed, I was so against it. I was just like, no, no, I don't want him here because then everybody immediately starts going, oh, he's already the greatest Laker of all
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, man, this is why I didn't want him here. Like,
No, yeah, no, 100. I was like that too. It was all like I never liked LeBron because of the whole Kobe versus LeBron thing. And I remember even in middle school, like I'd hear people arguing over Kobe and LeBron, and I'd always be like, yeah, like screw LeBron, Kobe's the GOAT, Kobe's the best, Kobe this, LeBron's trash. And then yeah, when he signed with the Lakers, I was like, okay, that's cool. I kind of dropped like I'd say most of my hate for LeBron when Kobe signed because I mean not when LeBron signed with the Lakers. So I was like, you know what,
yeah.
he's our guy now. We got to root for him. And I still remember people physically switched to the Clippers or like they're like, oh no, I'm done with the Lakers. They signed LeBron, and I mean, and yeah, there was those people that were all like, LeBron's the best Laker to ever touch the court, and I'm all like, hell no, like hell no. But I mean, that's all water under the bridge now.
I mean, he did his job. To me, I don't think he'll ever be the greatest Laker to touch court. You know, we had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic
Oh yeah,
Johnson, and Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal, arguably. Like you're talking about, like LeBron needs to win at least two more for him to be in the
oh yeah,
conversation of the best Laker to ever play.
yeah. No, 100%. No, yeah, I agree with you. Like he needs to, yeah, he needs to win more championships with the Lakers. I remember telling myself that I will not buy a LeBron jersey until he won a championship, and now I gotta buy. Oh, I did buy myself like one fake LeBron jersey. we,
Yeah,
but like now I actually gotta buy myself a LeBron jersey. Now I gotta
your
fulfill my
promise.
promise to LeBron that LeBron didn't hear.
I get that silent promise. No, I have to get myself an AD jersey, man.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta get myself an AD jersey, and I actually bought myself when the Lakers won the championship. I bought myself a Black Mamba jersey, but I think I like got lost or something. So
Ah, dang, nah, that sucks, man.
yeah, that
I'm
was
so
it.
happy we brought those back.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I love the Black Mamba jerseys. Yeah, Black Mamba jerseys are my favorite. And I mean, we're gonna bring back these jerseys. I am
Oh,
stoked.
dude,
I love these ones. These are my favorite jerseys in franchise history. If they made these purple and like gold, like bro, that would be amazing. Like there's a fake
the
jersey
mini
that I saw
blue.
on eBay. There was a fake jersey that I saw on eBay where it was like gold and purple with the lettering. It was beautiful, but I wish the Lakers could have done that, but they didn't. But it's
It's
all
all
good. I
good,
mean,
man.
it's a like this is a beautiful jersey. I'm so happy they're bringing it back. Like this is one of my favorite jerseys in franchise history. Not one of my like this is probably my favorite in franchise history.
The mini blue is so good. Like looking at
Are
those
you
old
talking about
pictures of
like the one
Kobe.
with like the white one with like the city edition?
Yeah. That like, but even the old one that you're wearing right now, the one that Kobe he dropped 62 and three quarters with like he
Oh
dropped
yeah,
them.
yeah, yep.
It's just that jersey's immaculate, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if I was to rank Laker jerseys, I would probably go with this one. I would go with the ones that they wore during like the 60s and the 70s. You know what I'm talking about? The ones like the
Yes, sir.
tilted Lakers and
Yes,
whatnot.
sir.
Those would be second.
Yes,
I guess
sir.
the third would probably be the current ones that they're wearing right now, and the fourth would be the Kobe era jerseys. The
I
ones like
love
the
the Kobe era jerseys. Yeah, yeah, with the purple, the purple like in sleeve on the tank top. It has the little accents right there. No, They're clean. I got 4 different Kobe jerseys of just
Yeah.
those, like from the beginning of the 2000s to the 2010s.
Yeah. Oh man, I want it. One of the jerseys I want to get is the Los Lakers jerseys, the one where it's like Los and then Lakers and then
Yes,
24.
bro.
I want to get that. I actually was watching a Boston Celtics game because I was bored and I saw a dude in this like the court side wearing like that jersey, and I'm all like, dog, you're gonna get jumped by like racist dudes.
Yeah, dude. Those them Boston dudes don't mess around, man.
Oh my god. Speaking of Boston fans, they're so salty about this championship.
Oh, dude. Yes, because first off, the Miami Heat sent them home, and like, no disrespect to the Heat, but like, how do you lose to the Heat, bro? You got Kemba, Tatum, Hayward, and Brown. You have 4 dudes that could easily drop 20, and you guys sucked. Like, man, y'all choked the hell out of them.
I love to see the Celtics fail, dude. I love it.
Dude, I remember watching the game, and I see Jason Tatum go up for the dunk, and I'm like, you idiot. He's like, immediately, the moment he took off, I'm like, you're going to get sent, bro. Like, why didn't you take a jumper? You're known to be I'm the new Kobe fadeaway. Why are you trying to dunk on a really good defender? What is wrong with you? And he gets smacked. Bam has an all-time highlight, like, for the rest of his career. And you're just like, dude, you made a reverse poster, man.
Oh
Like,
man.
you did the exact opposite of what you wanted.
I mean, I still love Jason Tatum, but like,
so good.
come on, bro. Like exactly what you said. Come on, bro. Why didn't you just go for the fadeaway? I mean, I'm sorry. I laughed.
Lack of IQ shot.
Like how Stephen A. Smith laughs at the Dallas Cowboys, I will always laugh at the Celtics.
Same thing. Oh, dude, Paul Pierce, Lamar Jackson, taking breaks in the middle of the game to take a dunk.
Dog, dude, Celtics slander will always be the best. I'm sorry. It is. If there are any Boston fans watching this stream, I'm sorry, but it is fun to laugh at your franchise. And you guys aren't the better franchise anymore because we have the same amount of rings now. Even though like most of your rings are the 3-point line, like 12 of them. God, yeah. Boston fans are so insufferable in my mentions. They're all like, "Oh, you guys have like 12 championships because you're the Los Angeles Lakers. The Minneapolis Lakers had 5." And I'm all like, it doesn't matter. I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fan, yeah, but I'm a Lakers fan. And I don't care about championships. If they won championships in Boston or in Philly or in Florida, I don't care. As long as they're the Lakers and they're a championship with the Lakers, that's what matters.
That's beside the point, man. We got 11 rings with the 3-point line being involved. They have 5.
Oh yeah, that too. They only have 5 championships with the 3-point line.
Or is it less? It might honestly be less. It might be 4, but like, because I'm pretty sure it's the 3 with Larry Bird, and then the 1 in 2008. I don't think they have one in the 3-point era, because if the 3-point existed, Jerry West would have a ring because he hit, and that's the beginning of the 70s. So yeah, no, they don't have a ring. They only have 4 3-point ring eras. It's so weird. That whole thing is so weird. And then we have 11. So regardless, if you're talking about current day NBA, wanting the Los Angeles Lakers, all rules are in effect. We have 11. Y'all have 4.
Exactly. Like, man,
the Bulls have more than you. Are you proud of yourselves now?
Michael Jordan has more legitimate rings in your whole franchise, if you want to talk like that. And then you got like the irony of like Rockets fans and Warriors fans. Warriors fans are like, "Oh, this championship doesn't count." They're just salty they didn't make it to the bubble. Like,
Warriors fans are acting like their rings count. I just want that to be clear.
I know, exactly. Dude, I'm sorry, but Warriors fans are some of the dumbest fans in basketball. Like,
they're really out here saying, like, yeah, man, we earned those rings. Yeah, man, you really did. Remember when you went 73-9 and you lost?
By like having like 3 stars, like 3 or 4 all-stars on like the same roster. You guys had to like build this. You guys still blew a 3-1 lead to like LeBron, and I mean obviously LeBron's like the best player right now. But like, and like Kyrie Irving, I still I still can't get over like freaking Warriors fans trying to justify their rings with like KD, Clay, Steph Curry. Steph is like like a top two point guard of all time, and they're like trying to justify, oh, but LeBron had Kevin Love.
Yeah, no. That's a joke. You're talking about, okay, it's basically, let's say we have, so right now we have AD and LeBron, so it's two top five players, correct? Now
Yep.
let's throw in Jimmy Butler on our team, right? Well, now we have two top five players, added in a top 15 player, maybe a top 10 player, which you would call Klay Thompson. Now let's add in a really, really good defensive presence who's maybe top 30. Let's say, Bam. Just let's just mix the Miami Heat and Lakers together with their best four. That sounds about right as evening it up to what the Warriors had. And that's not fair. It's really not fair. And you want to sit there and act like you earned your rings. You want to talk about a Mickey Mouse ring? Dude, you guys literally rode KD until he tore his Achilles.
Yep.
Like, golly, you thought you were good. And, like, just to show you how much you are without him, the Raptors locked up Steph.
You guys love who did the Raptors? They had Lowry, but Kawhi.
It was just Kawhi. It was just Kawhi. Pascal Siakam hadn't even broken out yet. Like, he was having a good season, but he was not the all-star Pascal Siakam. It was just him. And even then, that's even matchup between him and Draymond. What's up, y'all? What's poppin'?
Yeah, my thing crashed again. My bad.
You're good.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to wrap this up. This was a quite a good talk about like the season and whatnot. But like as we wrap it up, you just want to talk about like any like of the season previews, Taylor Horn and Tucker. The acquisitions that we got. I mean, I love the Marc Gasol. What do you think? Dennis Schroeder, Trez,
Montrezl
and the rest of
Harrell.
the guys we acquired in the offseason. How do you think they're gonna benefit us?
Okay, so if we're gonna go down the list should go this way. Marc Gasol is a shooting and passing center who adds a lot of defense. That is going to take a lot of pressure off of LeBron to pass the ball, and it's also going to open up the court for LeBron to go down into the paint, do whatever he needs to do, vice versa for AD. Marc Gasol comes with a lot of benefits. Now you're talking about Montrezl Harrell, so now you're talking, okay, we can finally take AD off the court and still technically run small ball. Now we got a guy who's extremely mobile, high motor, hungry for boards, ready to score. Great six man. He won sixth man of the year. And then you talk about Dennis Schroeder, and he's a starting quality point guard who shot at a better percentage than Danny Green and shot more threes than Danny Green. He is an excellent playmaker, averaging 5-6 assists, and he scores 18 points a game off the bench. This guy is talented, and you pair that up with LeBron. LeBron can officially take a playmaking seat and not have to sit there and score 35 anymore. It allows us to rest our players while they still play. And that's perfect. LeBron can finally step off the court. AD can sit, and we don't have to sit there and go, oh my God, where is our offense going to come from? We improved. The defense is always going to be there. Frank Vogel's his lineups, his switches, the way he runs his defense, and then the energy that our guys have, the defense is always going to be there. Defense is mostly effort. There's the talented players that you need, like having AD, but then the rest of it's all effort, and that's all this team puts out, man. This team is a grit and grind, and will take every fast break, every 3-pointer, every 2-pointer, every layup, dunk, whatever you want. They will go and get it.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a really good point that I heard once. I don't remember who said it, but I saw it, and they said that the acquisitions and the moves that the Lakers made over the offseason was as if they lost the championship.
Yep.
So this is already a championship team. They've just made themselves a lot better. So like that's just a warning to the NBA, man. Like I don't know. You think we're gonna go back to back?
Yeah. I don't really see any team. I mean, I look at the Eastern Conference, and I sat there and I'm like, the Bucks are the Bucks. Miami Heat's the same team. Tyler Hero's gonna get better. The Sixers are the same thing every year. I mean, arguably, your best bet is going to be the Bucks or Heat, maybe the Celtics, depending on how Jason Tatum adjusts. And even then, it's like, man, is Drew Holiday enough to push the Bucks over the edge? Is Tyler Hero really going to get that much better? And then you sit there and you're like, the Celtics, well, Kemba's out right now. Gordon Hayward's gone. So it's all going to fall down to Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, and Jaylen Brown. And it's like, is that enough? Is that enough to get through? And I don't think so. And I mean, the Western Conference, there's nobody that can guard LeBron and AD both in the Western Conference. Not a single team can. And the Clippers are going to say they can, but they really can't.
I mean, the Clippers blew their money on. I mean, they didn't blow all of it, but they blew quite a bit on PG and on Marcus Morris.
What a bad signing for both.
I mean,
I
it
don't
just
like
shows
that
that
much money.
they're kind of just. I mean, they're kind of just desperate in a way. But like, I mean, again, the best thing for the Lakers, honestly, and for like us is to just focus. I mean, obviously, is to focus on how we can be better and not focus on another team. I mean, we just see it how like when you focus your entire thing on trying to be better than the other team, we saw what happened at the end of the day. So like,
I mean, okay. It's about knowing who your competition is, really. And at this point,
yeah,
Lakers should just, in reality, we should just see everybody as competition, which I think that's why we won this championship, is that we didn't sit there and take anybody for granted. We didn't go, oh, yeah, this team's a breeze. Because remember, before everybody wants to rewrite history, they said, we can't guard Dame. They said, we can't guard James Harden. They said that this Nuggets team is the comeback kids, that we weren't going to be able to beat them. We did all three. And then we went to beat the Miami Heat, and nobody
and
really
then now
said
it's
that
a
we weren't going
cakewalk.
to. Yeah, now it's a cakewalk. Now it's considered a joke.
I mean, honestly, I feel like half of the dudes on NBA Twitter that say that stuff, or just in the NBA fan base, are just trolls, like trying to get some attention or whatnot, like with cheap jokes. But like the fact that people unironically believe this stuff and they believe that like this championship's fake, it's just so laughable. Like you can't just keep running around in circles. You can't just keep playing. Oh, you're literally like you just said. Can't guard Dame. Can't guard Harden. Nuggets gonna come back. You know, to you guys had this whole planned out for you guys, or like the whole excuse where you guys didn't win because you guys couldn't beat the Clippers, or you wouldn't have beaten the Clippers or something like that. That's the point that I heard, which is honestly so stupid. I think Skip Bayless said that, but yeah,
That's the dumbest thing. It's like, dude, it's not my fault the Clippers couldn't finish the job, man. Like it's
again, like,
not. We played who was in front of us. It's like blaming the Raptors for winning the ring when KD got injured. They played who was in front of them. Why is it different for us?
yep. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to wrap it up here. But is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say, bro?
Hey man, the Lakers are gonna go back to back. AD is gonna be
Yup.
with us for another 5 years, so the rest of you can cry about it. Uh, and watch out for
Oh, he was
watch out
gonna go
for
to
Tatum
Chicago,
Hudson.
bro.
Oh my God, he was gonna go to Chicago. He's gonna go to New York. He's gonna go everywhere, man.
Oh man, it's just so funny to see people cry about the Lakers. It's just so funny, dude. It's like cute in a way. Just to see how much they cry about the Lakers. Like, I mean, we're the best. We might be the best franchise in sport. Actually, I don't know about that. I mean, the Yankees exist, but like we're the best franchise in basketball without a doubt. We have the
Oh
best
yeah.
players, best organization, and like best history. And I mean, right now we're again, like we're loaded. Like I'm a natural pessimist, but like, dude, like I can't see how the Lakers can fail so easily unless like some team has a massive comeback.
Barring any injury,
Oh yeah,
I
and any injury. Hopefully not. Let's hope the injuries don't. Let's pray that the injuries don't mess it up for the Lakers
let's
this year.
just pray the injuries don't ruin anybody's season this year, man. We've had a lot of seasons get ruined off of that, and it's nice to see Kevin Durant getting back on the court. So I'm hoping that we have everybody has a decent, healthy season. Only minor injuries. It's bound to happen.
Yeah,
But
injuries.
I want to see everybody at their full strength, and I want everyone to cry because the Lakers are going to get another one.
Yep. Oh man, I can't wait for like some like sixth or like some seventh man to like get injured, and then people are gonna claim like, oh, Lakers cakewalk. They had that after that, some random excuse or something like that.
No, there's always gonna be an excuse, man. That's just how it goes.
It's bad. That's just how the NBA fan base is. You got a lot of casuals, and you got a lot of people not saying who they are. Granted, I kind of am a casual myself. I admit it, but at least I'm trying to like
Learn.
learn more instead of just believing on whatever like the media says. Again, the media. We look back at the last season. The narrative was against us, and it was that the Clippers are the new team in LA. The Clippers run LA, and we saw how badly that narrative failed this season. So I mean, like I said, I mean Lake Show always, and yeah, I mean that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I thank you so much, Daniel, for showing up, and I will see you guys later. Peace.
Later, guys.
Is it